Presiding Officer, I'd like to begin by joining colleagues from across the Chamber in paying tribute to Annabel Ewing. I had the privilege of being Parliamentary Liaison Officer to both Michael Matheson and Annabel Ewing earlier on in this session. I wish Annabel Ewing the very best, and I congratulate Michael Matheson on his new post. I welcome the opportunity to speak in support of the Prescription Scotland Bill at Stage 1. As this bill originates from the work of the Scottish Law Commission, it is naturally of a more technical nature than many other matters we debate in this Chamber. And given that the Delegated Powers and Law Reform Committee was appointed lead committee, the proposals contained within this bill are situated closer to the consensual end of the spectrum of political debate. However, given the implications the law of prescription has in a broad range of areas, this bill has provoked some broader questions, particularly on the recovery of debt by public bodies. Two areas of contention which emerged from the committee's deliberations are reflected at paragraphs 111 and 144 of the committee's Stage 1 report, which concern council tax and benefits respectively. I will focus my remarks on the issue of debt to local authorities. Currently, the prescription period as it applies to both council tax and non-domestic rates is uncertain. It is probable that the 20-year prescription period applies. However, there is no decided case on the point, which could offer more certainty, as has already been noted. Where I believe there is consensus is in seeing this bill as an opportunity to bring clarity. Where there is contention is on whether the period of prescription should be 5 or 20 years. Advocates of both 5 and 20 years have offered strong arguments. Those who advocate a 5-year prescription period include the Law Society of Scotland and Mike Daly from the Govan Law Centre. The Law Society contend a 20-year period is unfair, and their reasoning is set out in paragraph 86 of the committee report, which states that non-payment of council tax attracts a high penalty charge, so that the value of the debt grows over time, and situations where people in good faith believe that they have paid their council tax yet are chased for the debt many years later, particularly in situations where joint and several liability applies. Mike Daly argues that the position in Scotland should equate with that in England, where action to recover council tax debt must be initiated within 6 years. Mr Daly offered a further nuance to his position, where a compromise could be effected by having, and I quote from paragraph 90, a 5-year prescription with an exceptional circumstance test to establish whether there had been deliberate behaviour on behalf of the debtor to create delay in enforcing debt. Those advancing retention of 20-year prescription included both Solar and COSLA, though I should state that COSLA's response to the committee had not been politically endorsed. Both organisations highlight the importance of local taxation to councils and the need for a legal regime that allows effective collection of debt. A further argument the committee considered was that of parity between the local and national governments with regard to the prescribed period for debt recovery. While I am sympathetic to the arguments made by the Law Society and Mike Daly, I am not, as of yet, convinced that the bill under consideration today is the appropriate vehicle for delivering significant reform of local authority debt collection. There are 3 reasons that have led me to this view. Firstly, there has so far been insufficient consultation with relevant stakeholders regarding the implications for any reform, though, as my colleague Stuart McMillan referred to earlier, efforts have been undertaken in that regard. Secondly, on a practical level, the process of council debt recovery is normally commenced swiftly, and the consequential issuance of a summary warrant creates an effective 20-year prescription period. It should be noted that this compares favourably to the English equivalent of a liability order, which, as an instrument of English law, is indefinite owing to the lack of prescription in that jurisdiction. Thirdly and lastly, I believe that there is a risk of the bill going beyond its SLC-inspired remit and trespassing into policy areas that should be the concern of other committees in this Parliament beyond DPLR. Presiding Officer, time limits me from going into further detail on the issues of benefits. However, I do look forward to hearing the Government's response to the issues raised in this debate as we go forward. Thank you.